Were you good at playing stickers just like me when you were little? Awesome, then you're going to be real good at putting on EVA foam just like me. Hey, I'm Philip and welcome to another episode of Flip My Jon Boat. Today I'm going to walk you through the process of creating templates for your subfloor without using any kind of measuring. Then we're going to take that subfloor and we're going to waterproof it, and then finally I'm going to show you how easy it is to install the EVA foam. If you find any value in this content, please consider hitting the like and subscribe button. If you have any specific questions, put them in the comments below. Thank you, and I hope you enjoy the video. When I wanted to start my decking, I got out with my ruler, my pencil, even my graph paper. Chest poked out a little bit and I started to measure. And I quickly found out, just use a template. What I'm using right here is an extra large moving box from Home Depot. It's 22 inches in length, 22 inches in width. I had it laying around the house, but if you want to go buy one, they're about $2.48 in the store. Find any cardboard that has a nice clean edge that you can use as a template for your boat. What we're going to do is we're going to start with this template that you just saw me cut in half from an extra large moving box from Home Depot. And I'm going to take it and move it all the way up to this middle seat. And then from there, all I'm going to do, instead of sitting here measuring everything like I showed you just a few minutes ago, I'm just going to take my razor blade, take my tiny little razor blade, and I'm going to make some slits. I'm going to eyeball it right here, slit right there, and then a slit right there. So I know where my cuts need to be on the wood. So what I'm going to do then is that I'll take and I'll push just to kind of get an idea. And I didn't make a very big indentation or a very big cut, excuse me. And then I'm going to just kind of slide just a little bit to see about where I need to get it to make it fit right against. So I'm going to say there. That's all I want to take it. And there. You see how I kind of pushed that until it met this part right there until it sits flush. I'm going to do the same here. Push again. Push down here. It should sit perfectly against it. So this side's done. So what I'm going to use is my template. From the measuring section of this, you know that I want it 45 and 5/8 inches right there. So we already know that. Let's get to the other side. So now, all you're going to do is take your template and put it square, use these edges. So it's important when you get these boxes, try to use the edges that already come, that are straight from the factory, not directly from the factory, but made square, that you did not cut. And it'd be the easiest to put it against the corner like I've done there. on that little edge, but I also had to cut it right there at the end. So once you got it squared against this plywood, all you want to do is you're going to take your pencil, your Ticonderoga, only the best pencils out there, and you're just going to trace your stencil. So what I've done is I've taken a paint stick, and it actually worked out perfect. I was looking to make a stencil out of something. This is my paint stick from the DIY professional Jon Boat paint job video that you should go check out. By the way, if you haven't already, go back and watch this in the card right here. So, you know, using the stencil is super easy. So much better than having to get it. You just got to get the stencil right. So this stencil is about 1 1/8 inch wide. And by the time that I add my pencil marks to the side, it's going to be the perfect 1 1/4 width. And so I want these 1 3/8 inch deep. So I marked it at 1 3/8, and I'm just going to use it. I have these spaces right here where I have for my stencil. I'll line it up right there in the middle of the stencil, and I'm just going to go around. So when you're making these and you're cutting the notches, if you're going to use carpet, make sure that when you make these notches that they're 1/4 inch wider than what you want on the Jon Boat. So if I want it to fit perfectly on the Jon Boat and snug, I want it in 1 1/4 inches wide, these little notches. If you're going to add carpet, you need to allow for 1/4 of an inch here, 1/4 of an inch there, and 1/4 of an inch there for the carpet and the pile to fit down against the metal. I'm not going to use carpet. What I'm going to do is that I'm going to get, and I've already ordered and it should be in tomorrow, I'm going to get EVA foam, and I'm going to deck this Jon Boat, the entire Jon Boat, in EVA foam. Plug it in. Safety goggles on. These are the Oakley version. Work like a charm. Make sure to measure the width of your jigsaw blade before you start the pilot holes. I had to drill the pilot holes twice because my drill bit wasn't wide enough for the jigsaw blade to fit in. What I've done right here is the exact same thing I did with the transom videos. In the transom, I've taken the Bondo epoxy resin and I've covered the entire board and the entire deck, both front and back, in the epoxy resin to make it waterproof. After waterproofing the plywood with the resin, all I've done is taken the leftover Rust-Oleum truck bed liner from where I spray painted the bottom of my boat and added a little bit of texture and obviously color before adding the EVA foam. What I'm using right here is an EVA foam decking that comes in a digital white, black, and gray camouflage. It's non-skid and it is a pretty durable piece of foam decking. As you can see right here, it is a peel and stick. When you're installing it on your decking of your boat, you can put it on RVs, you can really put it on anything you would absolutely want to put it on. It's a peel and stick. It makes sure that there's no dirt, no oil, no wax, and it's not wet before the installation, so you have to have a clean and dry surface before the installation. The manufacturer actually recommends that you don't use a second adhesive because once it kind of sticks to that surface, it's going to pull up. And if there was a middle layer of adhesive in between, it would actually pull the adhesive up and not stick to the actual surface. So if you're wondering why I'm doing it into two pieces right here, the way that it came in was I bought the biggest roll that they had. I believe it was roughly 36 inches. I think it was about 35.5 inches by 94 inches long. And by the time I had decked my larger piece, I had a few pieces right here left, and I wanted to make it look as good as possible. And when you see the second piece being installed in just a minute, it actually looks pretty good, and you can't tell that there's a huge seam in it, given that it's camouflage and it stuck really well together. Like I said before, this is just a simple peel and stick that actually has a pretty strong adhesive to it on there. This is not a name brand. This is something, like I said, I bought it off of Amazon for $74.99, and I did buy the largest roll. I said earlier that it was 36 inches. It's actually closer to 48 inches wide rather than 36. And anyway, I love it so far. I took the boat out the other day with it on, and I love the feel of it. It's nice and soft. I chose the EVA foam over the carpet because I wanted that soft feel, and I also thought the digital camo would look pretty good with the color scheme that I have going on right now. So as I come into this, and you're gonna spend, and honestly this is the priciest thing that I bought so far for my boat, but I think rather than spending the $40 or so that I would spend on the carpet, I wanted to spend twice as much and get something just a little bit better, something I'm gonna like visually, and that it's gonna be a little bit more comfortable than carpet. I feel like when you have the carpet that you're gonna have to go in there and you're gonna have to cut, you're gonna have to have staples, you're gonna have to have the stainless steel staples. So I wanted to eliminate all that and to go by the foam decking. So I would highly recommend this purchase. The EVA foam is soft, the installation is going to be much faster and much easier than carpet, and at the end of the day you're going to have a higher quality product than a 48-cent square foot carpet from Home Depot or Lowe's. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you don't mind, just go and hit that like and subscribe button for me, and go and check out my other videos. Thanks again, and stay tuned for the next episode of Flip My Jon Boat.